This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Good evening, this is 13 News.
We bring you the day's top stories
that shape the country and the world.
Let's get into the headlines right now. Tropical storm Maymay is set to make landfall tonight over Ilocos region. At least 8 areas in Luzon have been put under signal number 2.
The Energy Regulatory Commission maintains not all systems loss charges should be taken out of electricity bills, arguing these are a normal part of generating electricity.
The Supreme Court dismisses consolidated petitions on the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte, leaving the Senate impeachment court solely responsible for the proceedings.
And there's good news tonight. PUV drivers will get more fuel subsidy starting August 15, following the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
And in news abroad, a piece of SpaceX's rocket is believed to have crashed into the moon.
All these and more here on 13 News.
In just a few hours, Tropical Storm Maymay is expected to make landfall over Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, or La Union area. Maymay has held its strength. Heavy rains and severe winds, even in areas beyond the direct landfall, are still expected. And before touching land, Tropical Storm Maymay and enhanced southwest monsoon have already been felt across much of Luzon.
Erosion has forced road closures, while mining, river tours, and adventure activities have been put on hold.
Several local governments have also announced class suspensions for tomorrow to keep students and teachers safe.
Ezra Abad tells us more.
Residents in La Union scrambled to save their livestock, loading pigs onto tricycles as floodwaters rose knee-deep due to Tropical Storm Maymay and the enhanced southwest monsoon. Video footage also showed a gasoline station nearly submerged, making travel difficult for motorists. Concerned netizens rushed to help one rider who fell into a canal unseen beneath the flood. While in Cebu City, firefighters and rescue teams pressed on despite heavy rains and rising waters. In Kalinga, DPWH crews cleared landslides along the Balbalan-Pinukpok Road, while parts of the Apayao-Ilocos Road were buried under soil. In Benguet, the Ambyong-Lubas National Road has been closed indefinitely due to ongoing erosion. Motorists are urged to take alternate routes. To reduce risks, small-scale mining, quarrying, river activities, and adventure tourism have been suspended until further notice. Meanwhile, several local government units have already announced class suspensions for tomorrow, August 6. These include Benguet and Cavite, all levels in public and private schools, Baguio City, from preschool to grade 12, Dagupan City, Pangasinan, all levels, and Marikina City, all levels. Ezra Abad, IBC News.
Tropical Storm Maymay has maintained its strength as it moves east-northeastward over the sea east of Ilocos Sur. As of 8 o'clock p.m., it was located 115 kilometers west of Sinait, Ilocos Sur, with a wind ranging from 75 kilometers per hour and a gust of up to 90 kilometers per hour. The movement is east-northeastward at according to Pag-asa, it may make landfall over Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union area by tonight or tomorrow early morning. After making landfall, Maymay will weaken into a tropical depression and may be downgraded further into a low-pressure area by tomorrow afternoon or evening. It will traverse the landmass of northern and central Luzon and emerge over the eastern coastal waters of Cagayan, Isabela area. Tonight, signal number 2 is hosted over Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, northern and central portions of La Union, as well as some parts of Pangasinan, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, among others. Meanwhile, signal number 1 is up over the rest of La Union, Pangasinan.
Amid With the storm in the north, a powerful magnitude 6.4 earthquake struck Balut Island in Davao Occidental at 12:14 this afternoon. According to Volks, the tremor has a depth of 13 kilometers. It forced a medical mission in Barangay Mabila to halt as residents scrambled for safety. Strong shaking was also captured in General Santos City. No immediate damage was reported, but Volks warns of possible aftershocks. In response, the LGU of Gensan has suspended work in both public and private sectors, along with classes at all levels. Disaster officials continue to closely monitor the situation.
The Supreme Court has junked the petition seeking to stop or question the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte, clearing the way for the case to remain before the Senate Impeachment Court. Meanwhile, on the 13th day of the impeachment trial, senator judges focused on COA audit findings on the alleged misuse of confidential funds as witnesses face questions on documentation, audit compliance, and confidential fund expenditures. The full details from IBC News correspondent Patrick Upo.
The Supreme Court has dismissed petitions questioning the House of Representatives' impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte, saying the issues had become moot after the articles of impeachment had already been transmitted to the Senate. House-led prosecutor Terry Redon welcomed the decision, saying it puts an end to repeated claims of a minute trial and fishing expedition, adding that proceedings should now proceed solely before the Senate Impeachment Court. On the 13th day of trial, senator judges scrutinized COA audit findings on the alleged misuse of confidential funds by the OVP, centering on the testimony of former COA State Auditor Roderick Pamil. Questions focused on whether confidential funds remain subject to audit, the use of acknowledgement receipts, and compliance with the 2015 Joint Circular.
Nakapagbigay po ba sila ng mga kompletong dokumento at resibo na hinihingi ng COA?
Ang tanging period lang po na, sa pagkakalam ko na mayroong documentary evidence of payments based on may stay sa ICFA o yung fourth quarter of 2022. At based po dun sa kanilang documentary evidence of payments for that period, wala po silang sinamit na official receipt or sales invoice.
But why COA did not immediately refer the matter to the Office of the Ombudsman?
Pwede lang namin siyang i-refer to the Office of the Ombudsman kapag nagkaroon ng final order at hindi po kinumply ni OVP.
Dahil hindi ka na connected sa ICFAO, so wala ka ng pakialam kung ano na nangyari sa kaso.
The issue of aliases used in confidential fund documents was likewise discussed.
Sa ibang mga agencies na enforcement agencies, ibang government agencies na gumagamit ng alias, pinapayagan ba o hindi?
Hindi naman po namin ma-determine based on the documents alone kung alias or not kasi wala naman po silang ina-attach na document.
While Senator Judge Robin Padilla questioned Wamil about confidential operations and the country's security situation.
Ang DepEd, diyan po nanggagaling ang tinatawag naming sa Communist Party po, ano? Meron po kasing pangkat gerilya, ang pangkat politikal. Yung pangkat politikal, yan po yung mga estudyante na nanggagaling sa universidad. Sang-ayon po ba kayo doon?
I cannot answer that po, Your Honor.
Okay, dahil wala nga po pala kayong clearance.
Proceedings then shifted to the prosecution's second COA witness, current COA ICFAO State Auditor Silene Del Campo, who testified that the OVP's response to the notice of suspension remained non-compliant with the 2015 Joint Circular. She confirmed that, based on the audits she handled, VP Sara was the only DepEd secretary who received confidential funds during her audit period.
From 2014 to present, siya lang po yung Secretary of Education na may confidential fund.
The impeachment trial will resume next week, August 10. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
The Department of the Interior and local government is clearing the air. There has been no confirmed arrest of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla says reports circulating about the senator's supposed ICC arrest remain unverified. Authorities emphasize that official confirmation is required before any such development can be declared. The senator continues to face an outstanding warrant from the International Criminal Court, but as of now, no arrest has taken place. The DILG assures the public it will release updates once verified information is available.
We would like to confirm categorically that as of 6 o'clock p.m. last night, there's been no arrest for Senator Bato. Okay. There's been a lot of speculation na nahuli siya and he's being whisked away to the Hague. Hindi po totoo yan.
The palace, meanwhile, described rumors as a diversionary tactic. Palace press officer Claire Castro questioned the timing, saying it was meant to overshadow COA's findings on Vice President Sara Duterte's confidential fund spending.
Inflation continues to ease again in July, down to 6.2% from 6.4% in June. The Philippine Statistics Authority says the year-to-date average now stands at 5%. The main contributors of July's inflation is food and non-alcoholic beverages at 32.1%, followed by housing, water, electricity, and fuel at 26.8%. The Department of Economy, Planning and Development, or DepDev, says government aid programs are helping stabilize rising costs of commodities. As of July 24, over 2 billion pesos in fuel subsidy have been disbursed to 500,000 public utility vehicles. Another 356 million pesos in fuel assistance has been disbursed to almost 90,000 drivers. And while food price pressures remain, the DepDev says interventions are easing the burden on Filipino households.
As global oil prices hit new highs, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. orders bigger fuel subsidies for jeepney and UV Express drivers. Starting August 15, the diesel subsidy climbs to 12 pesos per liter, up from 10 pesos per liter, giving PUV drivers as much as 1,800 pesos a week in relief. IBC correspondent Harley Valbuena has the full report.
Amid the skyrocketing oil prices due to escalating tensions in the Middle East, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ordered the increased fuel subsidy for jeepneys and UV Express drivers. Starting August 15, the fuel subsidy for diesel will be raised to 12 pesos per liter from the current 10 pesos per liter. This means PUV drivers can avail of up to 1,800 pesos in total subsidy per week from the previous 1,500 pesos. This is a huge relief for drivers like Christopher.
Pagdagdag na rin yun, pang dagdag sa kita. Kumbaga, maging 500, naging 800 siguro, mga ganon.
Over 93,000 PUV drivers already benefited from the fuel subsidy program. The increased fuel subsidy was decided upon the meeting led by Executive Secretary Ralph Recto, together with DOTR, DSWD, and other cabinet members. Recto assured that government aid will continue. The higher fuel subsidy aims to prevent fare increases for the benefit of commuters. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
21 senators have set aside political differences to call for the immediate lifting of the court-ordered suspension of the 85 peso daily minimum wage hike in the National Capital Region, or NCR. Senate Resolution number 577, filed by Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri, urges the Pasig Regional Trial Court to reverse its order halting the wage increase, which has affected over 1 million minimum wage earners in NCR. In a statement, Zubiri appealed to the court to immediately lift the temporary restraining order, saying the Senate will continue to stand with Filipino workers until the wage increases is fully implemented. Also, in the same plenary session, the Senate adopted a resolution honoring the life of late Ateneo student-athlete Rene Baterbonia, who drowned during a team-building activity in Aurora last June. Baterbonia's parents attended the session, where Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian extended his condolences to the family. The Senate is also set to adopt a separate resolution honoring fellow Ateneo student-athlete Divine Adli, who also died in the same incident. Coming up next, Pac Silica is set to create thousands of jobs while safeguarding local livelihoods and communities. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Usually, on the way to the studio, nakikinig lang ako ng very loud music, especially if it's very early in the morning. So, gusto ko ng mga jeje music, gusto ko ng mga jeep music, mga EDM, anything that could wake me up, papakinggan ko siya.
Actually, what I do is, having had the script, I do read the script for a while, try to analyze my topic, internalize, and most of the time when I come in early in the studios, I try to mingle with the rest of the hosts.
The Energy Regulatory Commission, or ERC, says removing all systems loss charges from electric bills may not be feasible, as some costs are inherent in power distribution. The position drew questions from lawmakers as the House continues to examine whether consumers should keep paying such charges amid calls for lower electricity rates. IBC News correspondent Earl Tobias has the report.
The Energy Regulatory Commission maintains that not all systems loss charges should be removed from electricity bills. The ERC explained that technical systems loss is a normal part of generating and delivering electricity, and that this cost is unavoidable. But if systems loss charges must be really eliminated, the Commission said it should only apply to non-technical systems losses caused by power theft, defective meters, and other irregularities.
The reason why itong system loss ay napapansin natin kasi it appears as a separate line item in our bill now, system loss charge. But before EPIRA, yan pong system loss na yan ay nire-recover na. At ito po kasi ay talagang kasama doon sa generation cost that is incurred by our distribution utilities.
Former Bayan Muna Representative Attorney Nery Colmenares disagreed, arguing that neither the EPIRA law nor any other law specifically authorizes the collection of systems loss charges, more so the imposition of value-added tax on them. This sparked questions from lawmakers.
Mr. Chair, wala talagang batas na nagsasabi ng technical system loss. Kahit halongkatin natin yan.
DRC reiterated that removing technical systems loss charges all at once is not practical. Instead, it can only study how much the charge can be reduced without affecting the operations of distribution utilities. The Department of Energy added that reducing losses caused by power theft and meter tampering would require major investments to improve the power distribution system.
How much are we willing to spend para mabawasan siya? Baka naman sobra yung gastos natin. Tapos dadagdagan lang yung contribution ng mga kababayan natin sa distribution charges.
To address these issues, Energy Secretary Sharon Garin said a technical working group has already been formed. Meanwhile, House Energy Committee Chairperson Jose Alvarez has directed electric cooperatives to prepare plans on how they can operate with less dependence on systems loss charges. Earl Tobias, IBC News.
A major high-tech hub, Silica, is rising in Pampanga, and the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry assures no community will be left behind. Instead of losing livelihoods, the PCCI promises more than 100,000 jobs, with residents set for skills training and upskilling programs. The Chamber vows that indigenous areas will remain untouched, as IBC correspondent Victor Lientino reports.
Communities affected by the construction of Silica will not be left behind as authorities lay out massive skills training and employment programs for residents. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries assures the public that locals will not lose their livelihoods to the high-tech hub. Instead, the project is expected to generate over 100,000 jobs. Upskilling programs are already in place for affected residents in Pampanga. Authorities also guarantee that indigenous areas will remain untouched by the construction.
Definitely, they will not be put aside. Those are willing and able to work, we will work, train and retrain or upskill them.
To further protect the public's resources, PCCI clarified that Silica will not compete for the country's electricity, particularly in the Luzon grid. The economic zone will be energy self-sufficient. Foreign investors are set to build their own renewable energy facilities to power the hub.
The plan for Silica and the Luzon Economic Corridor is not to deplete the current energy supply, but to ensure that there is enough supply and added supply.
Experts explain that due to the massive scale of the economic zone, it is highly practical and favorable for these businesses to generate their own power rather than buy from the outside.
Takot tayo, nababawasan yung natitira nating power o yung tubig dahil hindi ho expensive para mag-generate. Kayang-kaya ho yun. So dapat, hindi na nila kailangan kuhanin yung energy natin o yung tubig natin. Kaya namang i-produce dun eh.
Meanwhile, to safeguard the country's food security, authorities are also studying the integration of modern agricultural technologies in the area, such as vertical farming. Victor Lientino, IBC News.
Grammy Award-winning pop rock sensation Maroon 5 is set to return to the Philippines next year as part of its Asia 2027 tour. The Asia tour kicks off January 24 in Kaohsiung in Taiwan before heading to Seoul, Tokyo, Jakarta, and finally Manila. Led by Adam Levine, Maroon 5 will rock the SM Mall of Asia Arena on February 7, 2027 as part of their highly anticipated Asia tour. Tickets go on sale starting August 12, 2026, before opening to the public on August 15 via Ticketmaster Philippines. Prices range from 4,000 pesos for box regular seats to 29,000 pesos for premium VIP packages. Maroon 5 last performed in the Philippines in January 2025 during its last Asian tour. Over the years, the band has produced numerous international hits including This Love, She Will Be Loved, and Moves Like Jagger.
Fresh off her milestone triumph, Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala returns to action at the WTA 1000 Canadian Open, also known as the National Bank Open. Ayala has arrived in Canada, where she received a warm welcome from a large crowd of fans and signed autographs. She will open her singles campaign against big-serving American Alicia Parks tomorrow at 8:10 a.m. The two previously met at the Australian Open in January, where Parks prevailed in a 3-set match. Ayala will also see action in the doubles draw, reuniting with tennis legend Venus Williams, wherein they will face Miyu Kato and Ludmila Samsonova at 10 p.m. tomorrow. The Ayala-Williams duo first teamed up at the Bad Homburg Open last June. Meanwhile, the 10th Aerobic Gymnastics Asian Championships has officially opened in Tagaytay City, with Team Philippines set to compete on home soil against some of Asia's top gymnasts. The 3-day championship gathered nearly 400 gymnasts from 12 countries, with the opening day featuring the qualification rounds for the youth and junior divisions. Officials expressed confidence that the tournament will further promote aerobic gymnastics in the region while showcasing the Philippines' capability to host major international sporting events. The championship runs from August 5 to 7 at the Tagaytay City Velodrome with free admission for everyone.
In news abroad, a chilling video showing a Russian drone hunting down a civilian in Kherson, Ukraine, raised concerns. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky captured the drone chasing a street vendor before exploding on impact, leaving him wounded but alive. According to Zelensky, the man suffered shrapnel injuries, concussion, and trauma. The Ukrainian leader condemned the attack as a human safari, accusing Russian forces of tormenting civilians for sport. In other news, part of a SpaceX rocket is believed to have crashed into the moon. According to reports, the upper stage of the Falcon 9 rocket, weighing about 4,000 kilograms, had been drifting in space since January 2025 after delivering 2 robotic landers. NASA says the impact of the debris to the moon poses no danger to Earth, but may carve a crater on the moon. NASA plans to collect new lunar data from the event.
Before wrapping up tonight's newscast, we bring you the results of the PCSO's 9 p.m. lottery draws. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 2, 11, 29, 31, 28, and 6, with a jackpot prize of 15 million pesos. For the Grand Lotto 655, the winning combination is 40, 20, 39, 41, 26, and 42, with a jackpot prize of 115,231,478 pesos and 82 centavos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 2, 8, 8, and 4. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 7, 2, and 8. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 21 and 2. There are no winners for the Mega Lotto 645 and the Grand Lotto 655. Tomorrow, the 6th of August, Filipino Pride takes center court as Pinay tennis ace Alex Ayala suits up for doubles action.
That's right, because Alex will reunite with tennis legend Venus Williams. And their challenge? Japan's Miyu Kato and Russia's Ludmila Samsonova, with the match set at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Yes, so Alex didn't even have time to rest, you
Exactly.
know?
Right.
She just went on to the next match. So that shows you the dedication there.
We wish you all the luck.
Yes.
Also tomorrow, guys, the world marks Hiroshima Day, remembering the atomic bomb that forever changed history. It was on August 6, 1945, when the United States dropped the first nuclear weapon, devastating the Japanese city and killing tens of thousands instantly. This day calls for peace, nuclear disarmament, and reflection on the human cost of war.
Yes, as always, choose peace, you know.
Definitely. No one wants war.
Right. And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening. I am William Thio.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm Gabrielle Lopez. This is 13 News, keeping you informed, and good night.